Hi everybody. Okay, so today in this video I'm going to be kind of walking you through our steps of moving our essay from the rough draft into the final draft. And normally if we were doing just this paper on Google Docs and I was hand grading, we would peer edit and do some other steps in there. We are going to be working through something called EssayScorer, which has a different set of steps and a different set of editing. So our steps are going to be this. After your rough draft is done, you are going to log into PowerSchool and open the Literature Essay Scorer, and I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit. Then you're going to copy and paste your rough draft over, and the Essay Scorer tool has a feedback option, and it will tell you areas where you're weaker and stronger, and it'll give you scores for each and suggestions of how you can fix it. And so you can edit it from there and hit feedback again, and you'll get a new score, and then you can adjust it from there until you are happy. Okay, when you are content with the score that you got, then you can submit it, and that will be your final draft, and I will grade that final draft from there. All essays are due Friday, January 15th by midnight. Okay, so you can edit this as many times as you want, as long as you want, until you're satisfied, due by midnight. So what I want to show you, I'm going to walk you through using the Freedom essay that I used for Harris Moves, that I used for introductions and conclusions. And I've got 3 paragraphs based on just the work that we've done together with my example. And I have everything highlighted. Like in the body paragraphs, I have the evidence highlighted, and I have the conclusion highlighted. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of that, because in the final, I don't need it. In EssayScorer, it's not needed. The highlights are for me to visualize, do I have all of the pieces? When I move from rough draft into final draft, those colors are going to go by the wayside. They're not something I need in formal writing. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm just going to copy it, just so I have it in my clipboard that the computer saves for me. And then I'm going to go to the Sydney City Schools website. That is going to be our next step, because I have to access PowerSchool, the same place I go to get my grades. Now, I'm using one of your classmates' login information. His parent was nice enough to give me permission to show you kind of how this looks from your guys' end. So, on the left-hand side, you have something called Pearson Courses down at the bottom. And when you get in there, it shows you the different textbooks you have. You have your ELA textbook, you've got the history textbook, and you've got something called Literature Essay Score. You're going to click on that, and it's going to take you to this site. It's got a black background, some kind of picture, it's got your textbooks, classes, and grades. So you can click on the part that says grades, but I would recommend going to classes and then clicking on ELA. Your essay is going to be right in there. So yours is this bottom one. I'm giving you an example with the Freedom essay because that's the example I use, so I need to make sure my topics match. And I'm going to click on the essay again. So when you open it up, right here is the prompt that I gave you. Word for word, period for period, I copied and pasted it. So that's how you know you're on the right one. So they match. I know I'm on the right essay. I'm going to get scored fairly. I'm going to copy and paste my essay from the Google Doc into EssayScorer. Now, if you'll notice, this copied it as one giant paragraph where I originally had 3 in my example. So you have to put those enters and those paragraphs back in. So find where your introduction stops. Hit enter. Make that second paragraph because structure is important. Then do the same thing with the conclusion. Find the end of the body paragraph. Where's the conclusion begin? Find that in the actual essay score, hit enter. Then, once that's done, click on Get Feedback. It'll give you a grade on 6 different areas of your writing. And this top one is an overall score. So it averaged these 6 different areas to come up with this final score. So as you make corrections to one category, they will adjust accordingly. There's ideas, organizations, conventions. So this is your grammar, your spelling, your punctuation, your capitalization. Then there's sentence fluency. This is kind of how smooth your paper is. Does one sentence flow into another? What length of sentences are you using? And then word choice. Are you using professional 8th grade level words, or are you using words that are a little more simplistic? And the last category is voice. So this is where you need to have that formal tone and voice. These categories all come together to create your score, and they don't always match. So like right now mine are, it's 4, 4, and 4. If I were to take away my conclusion paragraph and update my feedback, the scores will change. So now I've got 4 of the 6 down at level 3 and only 2 of them still at my level 4. And that's because I took away a key part of it. My organization has gone down, and so has my voice with this. So as you edit this document, your overall score will change as the numbers in the categories change. Now I'm going to put it back just so things go back to normal. With EssayScorer, a cool thing that can have with this is, say you're really low in organization. It's just that's your lowest score out of all of them. It gives you suggestions, and they told me that I was in the organization level of 4. I have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And my organization is clear. And then they gave me suggestions of how I could improve it still. So if I wanted to improve my middle part of my essay, so planning on the appropriate organization, I can click on these different topics and read the feedback that they have to give me. And you can do this on all of the categories. So if ideas is your lowest, or if you're low in sentence fluency, and some of these suggestions are helpful hints. And you can edit it as many times as you want. Okay, I can go into ideas and I can do the same things. I open it up, I read what they have to tell me, and I make the corrections, I get a better score. And that's where this is so nice. It gives you those suggestions. Like if I click on this one, it tells me, okay, I need to make sure I'm not repetitive. I'm making it better. And I just update it, and I just keep updating it, and it eventually can be where I want it to be. Now, once you have it where you want to have it, like I'm going to go back in here and add my middle paragraph that I created. And that should help with organization, right? Having more body paragraphs. So I want to see what that does to this. So I'm going to add my second one and then update. So I now have 2 body paragraphs. And boom, that brought me up to 5s across the board. And I'm going to use this scoring method that EssayScorer has as a way to grade your essay. Okay, so you get to pick when you're ready for it to be turned in. 6s and 5s. So if your overall score is a 6 and a 5, your overall score is going to be an A. If you're okay with 4s, then that's going to be a B. 3s are a C, 2s are a D, and then 1s are an F. So edit it, strive, push to get the 6 out of 6. It's not hard if you follow the suggestions and if you make the changes accordingly. And keep updating it. Keep saying, okay, I changed my paragraph. Let's see what that did. And then do the same thing with the next paragraph, and then hit the update button again. And it is possible to get 6 out of 6 on all of the categories with an overall score of 6, a perfect 100%. You just have to work and try and put in the work. Now, once you're content with your score, you're going to submit it. So down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's that gray submit button. When you're ready and you're happy with your score, you're going to hit submit, and it's going to ask you twice. It can't be undone, so make sure you're certain. And then it tells you your essay was successfully submitted. You successfully completed this assignment. And that will give me a message saying, okay, so-and-so is ready to have their paper graded. And like I said, I'll use the overall scoring to help you do that.